One take, one shot. This is the review series in which I do it all in one take, one shot, no edits. So if CM Punk comes in here and wants to challenge me to a rap battle, well, I gotta say, up until today, I thought I would have won. But after seeing CM Punk go full Punkonomics tonight and drop some bars, I gotta say, CM Punk would probably beat me in a rap battle. Who knew that would be on the bingo card this year when it started? Now, I'm going to say this. We are in Saudi Arabia. We are going to talk about the whole review. We're going to start with the main event segment because I think that's the juiciest part, and I think some people just want to see that. But I got to say, before SmackDown, there were some developments in that CM Punk apologized to the Saudi Arabian people. A blanket statement of, I apologize to you. So, a lot of people had some negative thoughts about WWE's involvement in Saudi Arabia a long time ago, right? And to this day, some people still have it. But CM Punk is the one that everybody says, if CM Punk ever goes to Saudi Arabia, that he is a hypocrite. He is the worst human ever. He's only caring about his pocketbook, and yet nobody else, only CM Punk. Why though? Why? Because CM Punk actually did, and I fully admit, he did a very, very bad thing. He tweeted a very, very horrible tweet, and it was directed at The Miz, to which he apologized, but it was a really bad one. It was a really bad tweet, and it was 5 years ago when CM Punk was a different person in a different frame of mind. But today, he returns to Saudi Arabia and he apologizes. And you know what? I think the world would be a better place if people changed their tune, and instead of making excuses on why they said this or said that, they would just own it. Now, CM Punk did say, well, I was in a bad mood that day, so he did kind of make an excuse, but at the end of the day, he still owned it. He said, you know what, though? Would it make you feel better, sir? What is your name, sir? The sir said, my name is Mohammed. Would it make you feel better, Mohammed, if I apologize? Would you like an apology? And Mohammed said, yes, I would. And guess what? Guess what CM Punk did? He apologized. And that, my friends, that is a beautiful thing. You can hate CM Punk all you want because you don't like him for this or you don't like him for that. But, I don't think it's fair to hold this over his head. He literally apologized, and Mohammed accepted it. And a lot of other people accepted it. And he was in the crowd with people taking pictures. And now, did everyone accept it? Probably not. Are they allowed to still feel a certain kind of way? Yeah, everybody's allowed to feel a certain kind of way, but I do also think that the world would be a better place if A, people apologized when they were wrong, and B, people accepted apologies and understood that people are people and nobody is perfect. I'm going to tell you this. I'm sure I have skeletons in my closet. I have said bad things. I know I have said things that I regret. And if people didn't forgive me, then where would I be? I could be in a whole other headspace if people just continuously held things over me. And I do believe that forgiveness is a thing. I just do. And I think while no, it's not okay to say bad things, but it is okay to change, to grow, and to apologize, and for people to move on. If you don't want to forget it, fine, but you can move on. You want to hate CM Punk because of other reasons? Fine, but do we got to hold this over his head when he's apologized? It's one thing if he didn't apologize, but he did apologize. And that's my TED Talk. Now let's get into the actual SmackDown because this is part of it too. And I do believe that for the most part, the wrestling segment of Saudi Arabia does forgive CM Punk, because by the end of this show, Punkonomics had won everybody over. And in the beginning of the show, they were booing him still because Cody Rhodes actually mentioned CM Punk in the beginning. I was like, boo, boo. But we're at the main event now. John Cena comes out. He's the unseen 17, and he says how he has owned CM Punk, backed him into the proverbial corner, and boom, he's got him by the throat. And then John Cena's original music comes out. Well, I mean, like his Thuganomics, his, like, you know, the spinner belt era of John Cena comes out, and it's Thuganomics Punkonomics, and he has drug free on his fist, and he comes out and he starts cutting a promo, and it's a rap promo. Now, obviously, he probably memorized this because this isn't necessarily the strong suit of CM Punk, you know, rapping, freestyling, but who cares? It was amazing. It was awesome. I'm pretty sure John Cena read the pipe bomb last week and studied that and read that in preparation of last week's awesome promo, and this week was good. It was great. John Cena just stood and ate everything that Punk was dishing to him. It was funny. It was hilarious. It was awesome. And I'll tell you what, the crowd, they were won over. The crowd was chanting CM Punk at the end. And I love that. I love that. Us wrestling fans, we're universal. We are universal. We are simple creatures and yet complicated at the same time. We can absolutely hate someone, but in one promo, in one match, we can turn it all around and be like, you know what? That guy's not that bad after all. You know what? I forgive him, and I love that. I love that because it was so good. It was so freaking good what CM Punk did. It was like last week's pipe bomb, but CM Punk doing it. I thought we were going to get Pipe Bomb Part 3 all week long because today is actually the 14th anniversary of the original Pipe Bomb. Last week we got Pipe Bomb 2, but no. We got Rap Battle. We got Mom Spaghetti. Palms are sweaty. CM Punk. It was great. I loved it. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend you going and watching it. There was a lot of disses and burns and everything, and I can't do it justice other than it was great, and the crowd loved it. And by the end, it was CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy that CM Punk matured as a human being and apologized for doing wrong, for waking up in a bad mood and just lashing out at the world, because I don't care what kind of mood you are in. It gives you no excuse to just be ugly to people, and CM Punk apologized, and I'm very happy that at least the fans in attendance seem to have accepted that apology, and I'm very happy for tonight's main event segment because it was so amazing. I am going to be so sad when we have to go back to Punk, or when we have to go back to John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, because John Cena versus CM Punk has just been just so freaking amazing. R-Truth versus John Cena has been so freaking amazing. Randy Orton versus John Cena was so freaking amazing. Maybe not as freaking amazing, but still freaking amazing. But no. We're back to Cody Rhodes. I'm sure Cody will respect everything that John Cena has done. And because, Cody just respects the title so much. And I respect this title so much that I want to give it away to someone, one of you beautiful people out there who respect this channel so much and respect wrestling so much. And I'm going to respect you by giving you this belt. All you got to do to win it, though, you got to comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification. And don't forget the thumbs up. Will the thumb talk today? Yeah, talk! Give a thumbs up! All right, so let me put the belt down, and I am back. So that was our final segment and my soapbox preaching of forgiveness. We have the beginning, talking about for respect. We have Cody Rhodes comes out. We have Randy Orton come out. Now, this show actually aired early in the day for most of the world, but us lucky U.S. citizens, we get commercials and we get a taped episode because our SmackDown is on a different network than Netflix. Everybody else is not. So we had to wait to 8 o'clock. So this was taped. And I guess there was technical difficulties during the the opening segment of Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. So we got a different camera angle. I actually kind of liked the camera angle, but excuse me, there were times when it was like all over the place. But they explained there was something happening, so you can't really do nothing about it. But we got the gist of it. It was like a promo, and Cody and Randy, they respect each other, but they're gonna the three deadliest letters. Cody somehow just makes everybody not as interesting as they are with somebody else. And I hate that because I do like Cody Rhodes. And I'm going to say this, if you're a Cody hater, go watch his, I put this in the live chat, go watch his So What Do You Want to Talk About Something podcast. He's very, I actually kind of really like him there, and I wish there was more of that in the ring. And he actually brings out the characters, the human side of his guests, like Damian Priest. They did a really good episode together. It's on YouTube if you're gonna look for it. So anyways, Randy respects Cody respects Randy, and that was it. They're fighting tomorrow for the King of the Ring. We go to Solo. Solo says to JC Mateo, hate that name, hey, we need to give Jimmy one more opportunity to get on board, to get back in the family, and they have a fight. JC Mateo, hate that name, versus Jimmy Uso, and JC wins, and this is, I guess, what are they doing with Jimmy? It's like he wins 2 matches, he loses 2 matches, he'll beat Drew McIntyre, and then he'll lose to whoever, and it's just weird, and they start beating up Jimmy, and then comes Jacob, and there's I thought for sure that this is what I thought. Hikuleo is a giant member and a Tongan, one of the Tongan brothers. I thought that if Hikuleo came out tonight and beat up Jacob Fatu, then he would win tomorrow. But now that Solo still has that giant Hikuleo bodyguard that is still kind of a surprise in his back pocket, I think tomorrow he comes out for Night of Champions, and Solo, I'm changing my prediction. I thought Jacob would win. I'm changing my prediction. I'm thinking Solo is going to win tomorrow now, with a Hikuleo helping him. Though, who knows? Maybe Jimmy comes out and help him, and then at SummerSlam, it's or Saturday Night Main Event, it's Hikuleo and Solo versus Jimmy and Jacob Fatu. That'd be kind of lame, to be honest with you, but you never know. We then have the tag teams are all hey, what are we going to do about the Wyatts? And it's okay. And the Knicks is you know what? I got an idea. Why don't DIY fight Andrade? It's why are we putting together two single stars when we got a huge tag team division? Raw doesn't have nothing. I can understand you just copy pasting people together on Raw, but there's a huge tag team division, and we're gonna tell Andrade to go find another singles competitor to fight DIY. I will say it does result in a banger of a match. Wow, that match was so good. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but it made no sense right there. Then Julia and Selena Vega, they do a promo that aired last week on Netflix for the United States, for the entire world, while we were getting awesome advertisements about adult diapers, and and then they aired it throughout the week on social media, and then they aired it tonight. So it was oh, okay, cool. And Julia kind of buries the U.S. title, saying, you see this as an accomplishment, I see it as a stepping stone. I don't know if you should, I don't think we should be necessarily just, yes, the mid-card titles are stepping stones to greatness, but we shouldn't really just say it out loud. Julia should be I really want that, not I really want to step on you or step on that to get somewhere. Julia wins clean, and it's I know she's a heel, but at the same time it's why, how, let's see Julia do some heel things. I think that would be kind of a heel doing heel things. I know, revolutionary, right? Then Jade and Asuka, they have a promo. No heat. I think that the moment, so Jade Cargill's out, the moment Asuka came in, Jade should have just kicked her in the face. Or Jade's the good guy, right? Asuka should have just spit mist in her face. I said this last week, they should have just done it this week, because I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what, Jade is very confident and stuff, but it's starting to, like, I don't know. It's like I'm starting to want more from Jade. I'm starting to want more than just us. Hey, I'm all that and a bag of chips. I'm gonna win. I deserve it, and you'll see. And then I'm taking the whole throne. Well, yeah, kind of cool. I could tell though when she went up against a wild card like Asuka on the mic, she didn't know what to do. She just kind of defaulted into, yeah, well, shut up. I'm gonna beat you up. And Asuka is just going nuts like Asuka does, but it works for Asuka. But Jade Cargill didn't know what to do. She was kind of like a fish out of water at that point. Thankfully, Naomi came and saved the segment. And Naomi's brilliant and awesome, and it saved Jade Cargill. But then we defaulted to a storyline they keep repeating of the third person is getting overlooked when we have Naomi over here, Jade over here. Jade just pushes Asuka aside to get to Naomi. That was the whole Bianca Rhea Io feud. Literally, that's what they did to Io, and then Io would get the upper hand. Then, didn't they do that to, it was Charlotte, and they did it another time to Zelina Vega, where it was like two wrestlers were like kind of like looking at each other, and then they pushed Zelina Vega aside. It was Julia, Charlotte, and they pushed Zelina Vega aside. It was for the ladder match, the Fireball ladder match thingy with the Cash App briefcase. I only know WWE by their logos now. They have won. They have beat me. I don't even know ladders. I just know Fireball. But so, yeah. So now Jade does that to Asuka. It's like, come on. When three people are in the ring, when three women are in the ring, does one have to push the other aside? But that does give Asuka the opening, and she drop kicks her out, and Asuka's gonna win. Nobody's ready for Asuka, apparently. We go, Rey Fenix was the mystery partner for Andrade. Very good match. It was kind of like, it definitely built throughout the match. At this point, we're in the second hour. I'm at 8 yawns, but spoiler alert, 15 yawns, right? But this match, while did get like 3 or 4 yawns, by the end of it, though, I was glued. They won me over. Very good match. But like, I don't know, still, it's like, why are we putting together tag teams to beat established tag teams when we have an entire division? The SmackDown division is so strong. There are people they have tag teams that are injured, and they still have a huge tag team division. So it's like, okay, that's weird. We then have R-Truth comes out. R-Truth comes out at some point into the ring, and Aleister Black actually, he surprise attacks him, and this is payback for last week. And there was a segment also where Black wanted to talk to, like, the GM, Nick Aldis, and Truth got it in his way, so just payback. But this will lead to Damian Priest going up to Black saying, oh, you think you're funny? Truth will get you. And then Black says, mind your own business, or no. Black then walks away. And then Mello gets there. Priest did say mind your own business. I don't know, someone said mind your own business. No, I got it. Sorry. One take, one shot. So then Mello comes up to Priest and says, you should mind your own business, which is weird because Mello has nothing to do with any of this. So Mello's telling him to mind his own business when, like, for real, he should be telling himself. So, I don't know what we're doing there. Are we going to have a fatal four-way for nothing? Because there's no title on the line, and now we got 4 people involved in this. I don't know. Where's The Miz? He's filming American Gladiators. So, we then go to backstage promo again. The Street Profits are like, you know what? Everybody's afraid of the Wyatts. We're not. They're the only challenge. Let's go. B-Fab, out of nowhere, hasn't talked to them in months, says, hey, I got your back if needed, because she used to be their manager. Profits versus the Wyatts. Hate the Profits song. I want to go back. I want to go back to their old song. But the Wyatts versus the Profits, it ends in a DQ when basically all the tag teams surround the ring. Probably going to end up in a lumberjack match or a gauntlet match, but it ends in DQ. I don't like that. I didn't necessarily want to take the belts off the Street Profits, but I don't know. DQ finish? But it was the only one. I will grant them that. Then, thankfully, we have the Brawns. They're in a Jurassic Park commercial, so, like, good job, Seth Rollins, I guess, for getting them commercials. Like, cool. The future of WWE in Jurassic Park commercials. I said a funny line in the I said a funny line in the live chat. I was like, everybody, who's your favorite dinosaur? You know, why do kids only get to ask who their favorite dinosaurs are? Let's normalize asking adults what their favorite dinosaur is. And Donatello Leonardo said Goldberg. I laughed. I laughed so hard that I had to get up because I was like choking. I was choking on like just laughter. Then we go to Tiffany versus Nia Jax. This is the last women's standing match. Made no sense that Tiffany wanted it, but whatever. I really wanted to see them fight for a 43rd time. But to be fair, they have good chemistry, and this was a very good match. And there was I was getting tired, and then Nia set Tiffany up, like, on the outside, right, on a table, and then Nia, like, teases that she's about to jump on her, and I'm like, no way she's gonna do that. If she does that, that'll wake me up, and then she did it. She literally just dead weight fell onto Tiffany, snapped the table in half, and it was like, wow. I was blown away. Like, I thought they both died. It was like, wow. I was so, like, she just fell on her. But, God, the impact. That impact. Man alive. Props to both of them. That wasn't it, though. They got up. I didn't like that Nia gave Tiffany 2 annihilators. I feel like annihilators are something that you shouldn't kick out of. And she gave her 2, one with the chair. And she was able to get up. Now, granted, it wasn't a kick out. It was like a 9 count out of 10, but still, don't know. And then eventually Naomi comes to cash in, which doesn't really make sense in that it's like, Naomi, what are you doing? Like, they're both standing up right now even. Like, wait till the match is over, where one's exhausted, one's completely out cold, and then cash in. Don't, I know her briefcase came into the finish because, Tiffany will, like, beat up Naomi and get her out of the ring, and then she uses the briefcase to hit Nia. Nia falls through 2 tables, and that's the 10 count, but still, I don't know, it made Naomi look a little stupid. She's crazy, and she can do really chaotic things, but I don't know, Joker is crazy and does chaotic things, but he's very intelligent. So you can do things that only make sense to yourself, but it has to still make sense. And what Naomi didn't really make sense because, what, was she going to enter into a last women's standing match so she has to have everybody fall? Or would it suddenly she could pin? I don't know. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. So, good stuff altogether, though. I would say we had 15 yawns, and we had, 15 yawns. 1 yawn first hour, 7 yawns second hour, 7 yawns third hour. We got some good news, some great news. SmackDown goes back to 2 hours. 2 hours. Whoa. Wow. I love that. I really do. It's like, I do love the product. I do love wrestling. If it went to 4 hours, I would watch it, but like 2 hours, I think is the perfect amount of time for a wrestling show, or maybe 2.5 actually, but let's not, let's just do 2. Let's just do 2 hours. That's perfect. That's beautiful. We have 15 commercials and no Slim Jim tables this week. So, we'll do with that information as you will. How many chops? I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chops, because it was a very good to okay show. But then that last Punkonomics once more gives it a 7 chops. I'm going to give it 7 chops, but the last segment alone, chop or flop, it's a chop. Go watch that last segment. Like, I might regret giving it 7. Maybe I should give it 8. I'm going to give it 7 chops, but that last segment was a 10 chop. So go watch that. All right, boys and girls, we're going to do hot takes tomorrow. I'll probably have hot takes up for like maybe 1 hour before we go right into not Crown Jewel, but Night of Champions and whatever. We'll do Night of Champion review tomorrow, and then we'll do hot takes for Night of Champions on Sunday. All right, boys, girls, have yourselves a great day, night, whatever it is. Have a great one of those.